We just covered the portal over on this side, which is the component part required for assembly and scrolling. For this particular process, in the case, the engine mount and the frame of mounting the engine in the marine fuselage. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to cover the next portal. And as I was explaining in the last video, and I'll repeat it, this particular portal allows you to put multiple items for the entire process for all the sub-assemblies within this scrolling portal. So in this particular case, if I were doing a fuel tank install, I would be following the part number, the drawing number and the part number for that and the description. So it's a fuel tank mount. I don't have anything in there for the engine, but I do have another one in there for a water tank. That's a marine water tank, which I just drew sample information and put it out here for this. And for example, if I wanted to see this information and I wanted to go to the portal for that record, although it's not this particular process that we're looking at, I have the access by looking at this for this drawing number and this part number for that item. So I can click on the portal and go to that actual screen, which is the sub-assembly drawing portal. Now this is the individual record like we had on the component screen where we had the component portal. Now this works in the same fashion where you have the graphic. You can either add it here or add it in the actual, of course it was added here, but it was added on the other side of the sub-assembly in that screen. You could change it if you wanted to here to a different view, but this is only one image on this screen. You would have to go back to add additional images back to the sub-assembly screen. And this is covered because it is the one item with this drawing number and this part number for that item. Now, actually what I could have done too is if I had this put in first, I could take this and take any of the assembly parts that are going to be added to this and create a standing visual for this one, even within the component parts portal if it needed to be there. This is your decision as how you're going to depict this information, and it really bears on the process that you're going through. If you wanted this to be shown, and I'll go back and show you what I'm talking about, like I put the engine mount in here, if you wanted it to also be in there for the water tank and have the picture and then the sub-assembly attaching parts, you could do that. And that would help you to also understand when you look at this area over here and the narrative for it, that is that device with these notes. You could either copy part or parcel of it or more information in here. It really depends on things that you want to point out. For example, if you're doing multiple installs of this and somebody has the iPad or a laptop and they're viewing this, you could put anything in there in these notes that pertains to things that they should know during the process. It could either be copied from instructions in a manual or any digital thing like a word processing document can be copied right into this area. So, and of course you can then add additional things if you needed to that followed on the water tank as far as its install is concerned that are major parts of the process of understanding how to do the process that's outlined in this screen. So what we've basically done is we're explaining the sub portal and the single record portal, and this can be searched with, like we showed prior to this, for the individual records to bring them up into a selection. And we'll talk a little bit about that more when we get to the actual reports. And of course, if you needed to, you could delete a picture out of the album and replace it. And that is something that is your choice again, depending on if you have better shots to put in there. And of course, you can use the next and previous record buttons to move through the different graphics that are stored in the application. And you can see there we had the utility barn is one of the items that is in the utility screen. And that's another package group. It is not the 03 series part number group. It's another different group. Okay, in fact, let's go back and look at that. I didn't put it in this one because it's a sample, but I would have had there's a 300 group that is for this particular package that has not been annotated in there yet. Okay, if you have any questions, as always, contact me on the chat line, on the website, or email. Thank you.